You know that old smartphone you have stashed away in a drawer somewhere? What is that, really? Is it just a piece of junk? Or could it be something way more valuable? Today, we're going to look at how that one little gadget can be both a dangerous, toxic liability and an incredible urban treasure. Let's dive in.
So, on one hand, you've got this cocktail of environmental poisons just waiting to leak out and devastate our soil and water. But on the other hand, it's a literal gold mine. I mean, the materials inside are more concentrated than what you'd find in actual gold ore pulled from the earth. An organization called Green Smith Nepal sees this as a really high-stakes battleground, and, understanding that conflict is absolutely key.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's not about just getting rid of old junk. It's about a fundamental choice we're making. Are we creating a hazard, or are we seizing a massive opportunity? One person's trash is, quite literally, another's strategic resource.
Okay, so let's start with the dark side of this coin, the toxic reality. What is actually hiding inside all the electronics we use every single day?
Well, it's incredibly complex. We're talking about more than 1,000 different substances, all packed into a single device. And yeah, they're perfectly safe while your phone or laptop is working, but the moment it's broken and tossed aside, that's when they become a really serious threat.
Let's get specific, because this stuff is nasty. You've got lead, which you find in older screens and solder. That can cause serious neurological damage. Then there's mercury, hiding in backlights, and that's a potent poison that attacks the brain and kidneys. And we can't forget cadmium, often from old batteries, a known carcinogen that can just leach out of a landfill and poison our groundwater. So here's the bottom line. If this waste isn't handled by professionals, all those hazardous materials leak out. They turn our landfills and sometimes even our own neighborhoods into long-term toxic liabilities. We're talking about creating health and environmental problems that could last for generations. But, okay, that's only half the story, because locked inside that exact same toxic cocktail is an incredible amount of value. So let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this. This brings us to a really cool concept called urban mining. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. Instead of digging into the earth for brand new materials, we mine our cities. We go through our waste to get back the resources we've already used. And it turns out e-waste is one of the richest urban mines we have. Just let this statistic sink in for a second. It's absolutely staggering. The concentration of gold in a pile of old phones is actually higher than in the rock that mining companies are blasting out of a mountain. We are literally throwing away treasure. It's wild.
And believe me, it is not just about the gold. We're talking about a whole suite of valuable materials. You've got precious metals like silver and palladium, critical raw materials like indium, that's the stuff that makes our touchscreens work. And then you have rare earth elements like neodymium, which creates the super powerful magnets in our hard drives and motors. These are the building blocks of our entire modern world, just sitting there.
So, okay, we've got this clear conflict, toxic versus treasure. But why is making the right choice here, especially embracing urban mining, so critical for a place like Nepal?
Well, just look at this comparison. Traditional mining is often a complete ecological disaster. It burns through massive amounts of energy and just destroys landscapes. Urban mining, on the other hand, is basically a super advanced form of recycling. It uses way less energy and helps create a secure local supply chain for all these essential materials.
And this number right here really drives the point home. Up to 13 times less energy. Think about that. In a world that is so focused on sustainability and cutting our carbon footprint, that is a massive, game-changing difference. It's not just about recovering value, it's about doing it in a much, much smarter way. And hey, if we think this is a problem now, we really need to look at what's just around the corner. They call it the Lithium Time Bomb. With the explosion of electric vehicles, we are facing an unprecedented wave of huge, complex batteries that will all eventually need to be thrown away. Without a solid urban mining solution, this could become an environmental crisis all on its own. So how in the world do you tackle a problem this complex? Well, this is where organizations like Green Smith Nepal step in. They offer a high-tech, certified approach that really transforms this challenge into a huge opportunity.
Bhuwan Chalise absolutely nails the key difference here. It's not just about breaking things down and calling it recycling. It's about a certified, traceable process that guarantees data security, environmental safety, and has a verifiable impact. At the end of the day, it's about building trust.
Let's just walk through their process. First, they use these really advanced extraction techniques, and get this, they can achieve an incredible 98% metal recovery rate.
All of that with a minimal carbon footprint. But here's the really brilliant part. They give their partners sustainability impact certificates. This means a company can actually prove that its old electronics didn't just become waste, they became a tangible, certified circular asset.
So what does this actually look like for a business? Well, it means their sensitive data gets securely and certifiably destroyed. Super important. They also use a special green chemistry that's actually 30% cheaper than standard methods, which is a huge win. And they help companies get ready for new regulations, something called extended producer responsibility, which basically makes companies responsible for their products at the end of their life. So they're solving for security, cost, and compliance all at once.
So we end right back where we started, but now with a much clearer picture. The choice between treating our e-waste as a toxic risk or as a financial treasure, well, it's not just an idea anymore. It's a practical decision with real-world technology and solutions ready to go. The only question left is, which path are we going to choose?